Right, hello and welcome to another episode of the Cultural Truth Podcast. It's James, it's Fionn, and today we are joined by Wrexham fan, journalist, and star of This Week in Wrexham for the Men and Blazers. It's Tomi Couse, everybody.
Hey!
How are you, mate? You okay? Great to have you on,
Live
mate.
from the pub, which is the
Live
best.
from the pub.
This is the best guest we've had, definitely, because nobody else has done it in a pub, which is in keeping with our themes.
Fantastic. I'm glad I could deliver for you boys, but I've got to tell you, on a Sunday, at the age of 37 now, you can go one of two ways on a Sunday. You can lie in your pit all day, or we get back out there and get the pints down you once again. So I've gone for that one, that option today.
The correct alcoholism is always preferable.
Alcoholism is key.
Exactly.
I went to an over 25s nightclub last night. I'm only 26, but there were people there who were over 25. It was there.
There used to be a place in Wrexham, you might know it, James, it was Liquid, and there was Envy as well.
Oh,
Envy was like the over 25s bit. And, you know, like when you were like 23 or whatever, you're always like, if I can get in, I'll be buzzing with that. And then you'd get in there and you'd be thinking, this is actually horrendous. Why were we so excited about that? Just a challenge.
One of the most heartbreaking ones I had was there was one in Bury. I think it was called Brambles or something. And we're about 20. Everywhere else had like booted us out, and we tried to get in. And I went in first and didn't get ID'd. And I was like 21. Just let me straight in. No problem. Everybody else got turned away.
We like to start off, I know we started the pod off chatting about over 25s nightclubs, but we like to start it off with our cult hero of the week. You've chosen someone who, I mean, I can't wait to get into him. Juan Ugarte, who, looking at his Wikipedia, 30 caps, 16 goals for Wrexham. Quite a phenomenal record. Why have you chosen him?
Well, I mean, to me, Ugarte sort of epitomises the term cult hero, because you look at his record, and it's a good record. It's like basically 1 and 2. But he was only good for about 6 months of his entire career. But what a 6 months it was! It was an unbelievable 6 months. But he never used to score at the racecourse. He used to score away from home, and more often than not, he would never get one. He'd score a hat trick or sometimes 5, which happened at people. So it was just a really, really strange one. You know, he used to live with the chairman at the time as well. It was it's got added to the mystique, and he's apparently best friends with Xabi Alonso as well, which is quite an interesting one. So yeah, it was. But he was one of those players, and it was a tough time for Wrexham at the time. We went in administration, and we were the first club to be deducted 10 points actually for going in administration. A lot of people think it was Leicester, but it wasn't. It was Wrexham, and ultimately that bent us down. But the one highlight of that season was Ugarte, and that final at the Millennium as well. Live with me forever that day.
Were you there at the Millennium, were you, for the final?
Yeah, absolutely. It was doubly special, really, because even though we hadn't been to Wembley at that point, it was special for Wrexham to sort of play a game at the home of Welsh football at the time, as it was the Millennium, and it was just an outstanding day. And there was a lot of at the time. There was a lot of sort of speculation. There's people worried that there wouldn't be a club left to support, and 20,000 fans went down to Cardiff, and it's sort of. It's moments like that where you go, yeah, this is a club worth saving.
Yeah, 100%. Did you say he scored 5 at Hartlepool?
Yeah, he scored 5.
Wow.
I seem to remember, I think there's a YouTube clip of Jeff Stelling just going absolutely bonkers with the goals coming in. Yeah, absolutely mental day.
That's like 1/3 of his goals.
Yeah.
At Hartlepool. That's insane.
And the thing is, James, as well, he went to Crewe. Crewe signed him.
Yeah.
At the end of that season, and if you speak to Crewe fans, they're like, he's one of the worst players we've ever had. But You know, how it just clicks some places, but yeah, he's proper enigma of a bloke, I would say.
Nothing good comes of crossing the Cheshire border. That's the moral. That's the moral of the story.
As someone who is regularly threatened by Chester fans, I don't want to comment on that, mate. I'm just going to leave it.
Oh, mate, we'll get onto it now. But I really found it hilarious when Ryan Reynolds and Ron Mulcahy announced they were taking over. There was a small sort of convent of Chester fans tweeting Hugh Jackman,
Yeah.
going, I don't know if you want to invest in a rival club, Hugh. Like, not a chance.
I'm sure I remember like Chester fans like tagging in like Curly Watts and Pat Sharp and things like, you know, please use your Fresco's money to buy Chester Football Club. But,
That's super.
it was a crazy time. Do you know what? Joking aside with Chester, massive rivalry. We absolutely hate each other, but there's a bit of respect for what Chester have done as well. You know, they've done it the right way. It's just a shame they can't seem to accept that their ground's in Wales, but they are. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
It's great though to have like a proper rivalry. Like the best rivalries I feel are at like not anymore for Wrexham, but previously like non-league level. Like because it would have just like there's some times where I've been to an Altrincham away game with my dad, and you go to somewhere like I don't know, like Whitton Albion, and there'll just be like this fucking death threats to like clubs who barely exist. Like who are in like the 12th tier. Oh, we'll fucking kill them. They come here.
That's what I love about. I've got to say, it's let's say the UK game. Um, it's so unique because it doesn't happen anywhere else, does it? You sort of go down the divisions, and you know, in Spain they'll have like B teams playing against lower league teams, but we're very lucky here. Like you can have people. There's a team in North Wales called Nantlle Vale, which are near Carnarvon sort of way. I remember seeing on a Wales away trip, some guy had the Nantlle Vale logo like massive on his leg, tattooed, and I was like, I love that, absolutely love that. That's what football. You know, I've been involved in local football stuff like that. I really miss it actually, but something I had to give with the Ryan and Rob bandwagon. So yeah, jumped on board.
I mean,
Oh, sorry, Jim.
sorry, you go, Fionn. You go, mate.
Oh, I was going to say as well before we get off the topic of cult heroes. My one that I remember for Wrexham is Adrian Sizlovitz. What a player! What a player he was. Like I was doing a bit of googling, right? And he's him and his brother, born in Poland, raised in the Faroe Islands, and then ended up playing in Wales. Like, oh, okay, normal. But it was one of them on like Sky Sports News that he just seemed to score every week.
He was outstanding, for a while. He was really good. He had like proper raw pace, and the best thing about Cheslovich is he's played for TNS for the last, I think, probably 8, 9, maybe even 10 years. But he's got the most wonderful Polish / Wrexham accent. It's like just the best accent I've ever heard. And, what a top man! I know what you mean because he came to Wrexham from Man City. We had high hopes for him, and then he was almost like a speedboat with no driver. But he was really, and he's a really good guy as well. But yeah, I'll tell you the other thing as well. I don't know how much you guys are aware of like the Welsh system and stuff, but guys like that, they say dropping down. In many ways, it's not even a drop down anymore. The standard at the top of the coming term is really good. Like so, it's surprising a few people. It's just a shame that our national champions are they play in a bowling alley and they're run by a megalomaniac. But that's kind of everything.
I was going to make that my aim this season to go to a couple more local, especially like being in Holt and stuff. There's obviously like Airbus, and then not too far from Flint Town. There's Bala and stuff. My partner's from Real. Like we keep saying we're going to go and watch Real. It it does seem to be like, I don't know, like it's just it's such, I don't know what like the word is, like, because obviously with the exception of the four Welsh teams that are in the UK league, a lot of people like might turn a blind eye, but like it's following you, it's like insanely good.
But what was insanely good? I just missed you there, James. Something.
Oh, sorry, like just the Welsh league, like just I've been looking last season and this season, and it just looks fantastic. Like in terms of like local rivalries and like big games, it just looks fantastic.
Oh no, it is. And going back to what you guys were saying there about people involved in local football, I think it might be a game that doesn't matter to too many people, but believe me, in these clubs and the clubs you're mentioning there, my own town team, Denby, that's the club I was involved with for years. When it's Derby Day, I mean, there's sometimes there can be as much hatred as like a Real Madrid Barcelona.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable. That's why we love it, isn't it? And I do think, people like to play down rivalry and stuff like that. I think rivalry is what spurs you on, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
It'll be a time for Wrexham on that front because, I mean, Chester playing in, what is it, tier 14 or whatever. Yeah, it looks like maybe we won't play them in a league game for a while, fingers crossed. But I mean, if it's a draw in the cup, wherever we find ourselves and wherever they find themselves, it'll be just as electric as any league match.
I think it's better when like because you get like with the old firm and that obviously it's on about 560 times a season.
yeah,
Like I think when it's a bit more spaced out, like when what was it? West Brom Wolves. Yeah,
yeah,
just the like obviously to outsiders that's like you somebody say that as a massive rivalry, you go yeah, all right, yeah, whatever. But like like it was I think the fewer times it happens, like when Rangers drop down for like 3 divisions. And then like because the first time that happened again, that was like it was pure hatred as it should be, and more amplified. Do you know? Like
Yeah, and you can't beat it. You lads will know what I'm talking about. You on a derby day, you walk into the ground, and there's a tangible feel. You can feel something's different in the air when it's a match. It's almost like the threat of imminent violence, perhaps.
yeah,
It's it is. Yeah, I love derby days. Whether we're very lucky actually in Wrexham. We haven't got Chester will always be the big rivals. We've got Shrewsbury, we've got Tranmere, to a lesser extent Crew, Cardiff and Swansea as well over the years. So we've got loads and loads of rivalries, and there has been times in the past where we feel like we're playing a derby every week.
but
But yeah,
I think now as well with obviously with the takeover and obviously Wrexham going to go. You would imagine being the championship in a few years. Every club in the lower leagues and every club generally is going to hate Wrexham. So it's like just because of like because it's not just because of the takeover and how because Wrexham actually have been and should have been for years. So in terms of fans wise, should have been at least a championship club, but just because of mismanagement, finances, all that shit. But now every like because where was it the other day that like was in the cup or something and the Wrexham account tweeted something and then everyone went mental.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. What it was, I think it was the is anyone still awake, lads, or something like that. And then there was another one where they were making reference and taking the mick out of themselves for like missing out on the signing of the season. But people took it a different way. People who weren't in on the joke, and then just always hate piling in on Wrexham. And I think I don't know how much the Twitter admin earns, but it should have been double that day. But
No.
I'm glad you mentioned that there, Fionn, because what's happened in recent years when West Wrexham fans would go down south to Cardiff to watch a Wales game or we go abroad. You quite often speak to Cardiff and Swansea fans over the years or go, oh yeah, yeah, it'd be nice to see Wrexham do well. It'd be nice to see them back in the league. Almost almost a bit like tapping us on the head, when it's
yeah.
Yeah.
where now they're going, they're unbearable and fucking Hollywood showboat wankers and all that. But like, give me that any day of the week. I'd much
Yeah,
rather than someone just tapping me on the head and saying, "Good boy, you just stay where you are."
yeah.
Is
It's one
is
of them
that
with Swansea. One of them with Swansea as well, where like they had, like 20 years ago they were getting 2,000 fans a week and in League Two. So they've had a similar. Uh,
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. And, I think I always say in terms of finances and in terms of how far Wrexham can go, I do think we can get to the championship with the current investment. But I think after that, you're talking the big bucks then, aren't you? Even to get out of
yeah,
the. I mean, I got a mate who's a Portsmouth fan, and he was saying they've just really, really struggled for so long to get out of League One. It's such a tough league.
yeah.
Um, I am confident we can go up this year, but I think it might be if we do get up, it might be a bit of a consolidation season, and that'll be interesting to see if the Americans keep following because there's nothing more boring than a mid-table obscurity in League One, is it?
Well, it's like like Steve Gibson, I suppose. Like because how well we've done over the last if you take in 12 years in the Premiership, whatever it was, or 12 years, yeah, and then like now because he's probably one of the last local boy owners of, you could say Stoke, but they're Bet365 and they're all fucking billionaires. Um, so it's like Steve Gibson is now like a millionaire in a billionaire's game, which is why we don't spend even when we sell players for a lot of money, we don't spend it because we can't. So
He Gibson was always sort of from the outside. And a lot of the time it paid off. Sometimes it didn't.
yeah.
But
Gary Monk for one.
yeah, Christ, yeah, he's been Swansea as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, some chairmen now are very trigger happy.
Mm.
They're thinking, oh, crowds might go down, blah blah blah, whatever. But keep faith in your manager. More often than not, it's the right decision, isn't it?
I think that's to do with like the modern fan as well. Like lose to it, it's like sort of it's like you get the United fans who got rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who finished second, Mourinho finished second. Like all these good managers who've done a good job, but because you lose a few games,
Yeah.
like shite.
I saw a tweet after Liverpool got beat by Arsenal the other week. Get him gone now. He's already on. He's already said he's leaving. I don't care. Get him gone.
It's not quick enough, lad.
Do you know what that is? That's a microcosm of what the football mentality is like sometimes with some of these, warriors on Twitter and stuff. It's just incredible. Like, and they speak as if they've got such they speak with such authority.
Yeah.
Thinking like you really, really don't know anything about football.
No.
Like, because I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of top level football. I'd much rather go down to my local team, whatever, even in the pitching rain or whatever.
Mm.
Love it, absolutely love that, and especially with VAR as well. VAR hasn't helped things for me, but I watch a lot of the Premier League games now, and I just don't have any sort of any interest at all, really.
It's the whole reason we started this. To be fair, is just we've said this a couple of times. Like, just sick of that absolutism of like being paid to have deliberately contrived takes that you don't believe in. Is what it
Pay
is.
me and James, Sky Sports, for real.
Yeah. We'll get onto it. The takeover. I mean, obviously, like in the past year since I've lived in Holt, I'm about sort of 5 minutes from the racecourse. I can't comprehend, and I don't know if you've like for a fan like yourself, just how is it still so surreal? Because I've watched both seasons of the documentary of which you feature. Like it seems, the cast of It's Always Sunny being at the pub. The fact that Ryan Reynolds is aware of where Banana Benz is on the retail park, like it's just like, do you is it? I don't know what to say. Like I assume it hasn't died down. Are you still buzzing?
it's one of these, it just dawns on you every now and then, and I just sort of like, I just sit down and just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
It's stupid, isn't it? What a stupid like concept. Two massive Hollywood A-listers taking over a team which, Christ almighty, we were, I think Dean Keats was the manager at the time, and, to say it was like watching paint dry is a bit harsh on paint, but it was, yeah. For them to see that, and the thing is, what I love about them as well is they've brought people in. Sean Harvey's not everyone's cup of tea, but the bloke gets stuff done. And what they've said is, we don't know anything. We don't know anything about running a club. We can bring certain things to the table. We're going to trust you with the football decisions because we're not football people. And they really have. They held their hands up and sort of said, listen, we're not going to try and hoodwink anyone here. We don't know anything, and we're going to employ people who do. And yeah, it's working.
I think for a lot of like, if any, I don't know, if there are any other owners, like it might seem like, oh, here they come, like that would be the typical narrative, like, oh yeah, they're going to put a bit of money in and then F off in a couple of years. But like they and I can't stress this to people enough who are like kind of like fickle football fans, but like they genuinely do care, like especially in that documentary, like the episode with the collier wheel that they're going to put the new cop, like stuff like that is just incredible.
Yeah, they've really bought into it, mate, like you say, and these guys they haven't just paid lip service to things. They they've gone head on. They've just gone into it head on, and they've gone right. We're gonna learn as much as we can. And there's a friend of mine sadly lost his brother not long ago, and he did a sponsored walk, and all of a sudden there's like a big few grand donation. People say, "Oh, it's a drop in the ocean for them," but they don't have to give it.
Yeah.
I think it's just it just reinforces that sort of relationship between the fans and yeah, do you know what? They're absolutely fantastic guys. What surprised me was that Ryan Reynolds is the more sort of I'd say friendly one. I think he's a lovely guy as well, but he's a bit more standoffish. Ryan Reynolds is like, he'll chat to anyone. He'll speak to people as if he's known them life. And obviously, for some people, that means a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Have you met either of them?
Yeah. I've interviewed him when I was working as a journalist. Thank you for the intro at the start. I've got to say that as well, journalist.
Yeah.
Be a lot of people chuckling at that. It's no, it's yeah, exactly. And just brilliant guys. They're really genuine. And people always say, the naysayers say, yeah, but Hollywood actors, I don't care. These guys love it. They've really bought into it, what Wrexham is, what North Wales is, what Wales is. And yeah, they've properly embraced us.
They signed James McLean as well, so for me, you sign James McLean, you'll do for me. That's politically correct. There's
yeah, I mean, I think I just sorry to hear my lawyers in the background saying, yeah, don't talk politics. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And what I love with Ryan and Rob as well, when they go and see the players and stuff, it's like a bit like what they used to say about Alex Ferguson. He knew everything about every player that he ever had. And he didn't used to forget people. He used to remember everything. How's your son, whatever his name is, whatever. Speak to the parents. It goes a long, long way. And I think Ryan and Rob have said that. Like I say, you'll still have people saying, um, you know, the Hollywood actors, we just put it on, it's all part of the documentary. No, you can see it in their eyes. These guys are passionate. And, you've seen it a few times in celebrations as well.
I'm a big fan of Ellis James, and he was saying when he spoke to Humphrey Carr that like it was a mad thing for him being in a position of, I'm just like a producer and now I'm sort of running a football club. And he said like he was playing five-a-side. He went, hold on a minute, lads. I've got an email here about like under 21s like safeguarding report I've got to do or something. He says like it's a bonkers world where like 1 minute he's, but he's been obviously he's instrumental because if it wasn't for him that might not have that might not have happened.
He's a wonderful, wonderful bloke. He really is. Yeah, they're absolutely outstanding. But it's just all incredible. There's just there's still plenty of stuff.
How did it come about? Where did they approach you to ask to feature on the documentary?
Yeah, the previous guy called Milos, was an American Serbian guy, and he was the one who got in touch and said, "Listen, we're looking to just do a few vox pops and stuff like that. Would you be up for it?" And, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we don't get paid for anything like that. You don't expect payment, but yeah, it was nice to be part of that's that documentary that'll people will be watching that in probably 30, 40 years, I'd imagine.
Yeah. I also noticed, I don't know if you're aware, if you appear on the Ronnie O'Sullivan one as well. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, I was surprised. I still haven't seen it. I'm, typical me. The one bit they get of me is me just like kissing his asshole, basically. Just it's great to have a sportsman of your stature in North Wales. That was sort of like that was a dream moment for me. I've always sort of said, whatever capacity I was working, obviously as a journalist at the time, Ronnie would be up there. Gareth Bale would be up there.
Wow.
In a non-sporting sense, Liam Gallagher as well. I always think they're the three I'd love to interview.
Yeah.
Sit down and chat but thankfully I did have a bit of a chat with Ronnie, and he's been a bit out of order this week on his comments, but no, he's an absolute all-time sporting great. Isn't he?
We'll have to get an IMDb page up, mate.
No.
All these castings. Speaking of Wales, that's another thing. I mean, I remember years ago when we did that interview, I touched upon it, but like even that, like this is going to sound bonkers. This is kind of like the sort of the culture of the podcast. So like Fionn supports Ireland. Due to my New Zealand family, I follow New Zealand. So obviously it's very hard to follow them away. But
Tuvalu next week. Let's go.
Yeah, sorry, guys, I'm off to the Solomon Islands again.
Into these Papua New Guinea cunts.
But the Wales, like I've heard a lot of people say this, like the mentality of the team is almost like it's almost like club-like in many respects. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of the credit for that goes to Sean Roberts, who's he was the technical director, I think, of the FAW. And what they did was they made sure all the age groups from the very bottom right up to the senior squad, they made sure that they were coming through together at the same time, and sort of we've reaped the rewards from that. Like, a lot of people speak about John Toshak's era in charge and say, he deserves a lot of credit for playing youngsters. No, I don't actually buy into that much, because John Toshak played youngsters because they were actually just the best players we had at the time. So, to say, he made sacrifices or whatever is a bit silly, but yeah, it is riding the crest of a wave, like you say. Fingers crossed we can get to that Euros. France, never forget France in 2015. France, I really do think Germany has the potential to top that.
Join us on James's stag do.
Yeah, I'll have my stag do in Munich for the Euros if you want to. More than welcome.
Great time in that.
What's it with with John Toshak, right? He's had one of them. You see it on Twitter every now and again, like guess this person's Wikipedia, right? And management. John Toshak's he's managed in like Iran, Uzbekistan. Like he's managed Tractor Sazi in Iran, like mental. Like just to go from Wales to Iran.
The other thing about Toshak was, while he was the Wales manager, I think it was 2004, I think 2005, till 2009 or 2010, I forget which one. He never had a mobile phone. He thought that is incredible. An international football manager, he hasn't got a mobile phone.
Wow.
So if anyone wanted to speak to him, they had to either put the Trossach logo, like the bat symbol, in the air, or just no, it's just incredible, really. And yeah, I'm not. I've got to say, I'm not the biggest fan of John Toshak. I think he's in Wales, great for what he achieved as a player and stuff, but yeah, not on the managerial side. Some of it was so dire. And I remember,
Would
like
you?
in the Millennium Stadium as well, you could sort of, if you wanted to speak to the person next to you, you'd have to bloody walk for about 5 minutes to the other side of the. It was incredible. It was like 19,000 in a 72,000 stadium. It was really grim, but thankfully those days are behind us. And
Yeah. You're a long way off there. Was it Terry Orif who made the team train in Usk Prison?
No, but I think it's Bobby Gould.
Bobby Gould, sorry, yeah, Bobby Gould.
Gould, yeah, and yeah, he trained that. The other one was he actually brought himself on as a sub in one of the games.
Nah.
I'll never go.
What's it been like, kind of post bail? Like, has there been a bit of any sort of trepidation?
James is a probation officer there.
What? Sorry, man. I just missed the question there. What did you say, James? Sorry.
As a post Gareth Bale, post bail, as
how much was it?
as
Right, I'll stop making shit jokes. Right, carry on. Sorry, James. Go on.
has there been it's all right. Has there been any kind of like trepidation, or a bit like a bit of worry that it might? I mean, you've got amazing players coming, like Nico Williams, for example, who's quality. But has there been a bit of a god, like not so much pessimism, but just a bit of a how can we keep this momentum going?
Yeah. There's always that. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Rob Page or whether he's the job, whether he's or isn't. I mean, he's here now till those 2 games are over, and yeah, let's hope we win them both. But yeah, it is a bit tricky. Like, sorry, I fucking lost my train of thought. What was I talking about then?
Well, Neco Williams and the post
Yeah,
bail.
you've got a good crop of young talent as well that are kind of willing to take the mantle, I suppose.
Sorry, yeah, fucking hell. I tell you what, these 11 stellars last night are catching up now, boys.
It's all right, mate.
I might have to go and have a Jaeger bomb in a minute. I'll just line me up.
That'd be a much better like post match interview because I've always thought this like post match interviews whatever with any manager always dead boring. Nobody's interested. It's all like cliches. No one's asked.
Yeah.
Just should be like the post match interview should be in the pub.
Yeah.
You can tell fucking Zayats these are fun.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely outstanding, wouldn't it? You imagine the answers, and you have to you have to like down like 3 pints before you have your interview, and then go ahead.
Yeah.
And you'd get so much more honesty out of people as well when you just. But yeah, that's a good idea, that mate. I like that one. Let's get it done.
Let's do it. Just well, yeah, just Deserby on the wine, you know. versus I don't know. Versus Sean Dyche on Domestos.
Oh mate, Sean Dyche after a couple of Tiskies.
I won't drink that. Only have special for me. No.
Yeah, again, that's another thing. Amazing to see that rise. Like I remember when I first followed you, I was shocked by that tweet you had pinned. That was, I think it's time that Wales are best to pool their resources and form like an alliance with England or something. It was like TalkSport 12 years ago or something.
Oh God.
I mean, all that goes to show is TalkSport actually started their clickbait nonsense a lot earlier than we realised. So there was there was a bit of talk at the time. I remember, like, oh, could you imagine having a UK team? Blah blah blah. No one really wants that, do they?
No one's like that.
No.
You you support your country, like, and you know, England fans don't want that. I don't think. But,
You can't go 10 minutes in England without someone like everybody hates each other. They're talking about
Yeah.
unifying actual separate
yeah.
countries.
Yeah.
Well, you're absolutely bang on because you do hear it like at England games and stuff. And it's not when you see the flags, I suppose, at England games, you notice the smaller towns a little bit more than you notice that it's not so many of the bigger clubs, is there? But yeah, it's yeah. Fucking, I
It'd be
fucking
great if they sort of diversified the English national team like county cricket, where like you play for sort of Lancashire FC.
yeah. Yeah,
That'd be
yeah. I'd like a central contract for so
yeah.
yeah, it's just great. Like 6 new satellite clubs in every area, like regional football teams. I've also
Yeovil,
yeah.
Yeovil Town ended up with a fucking Premier League team because they're the only club in Somerset.
Yeah.
I've always
Six.
thought though, is another one for you though. I like the idea, like a proper, a regional sort of football tournament at the end of the season. But also, why is that? Not to my knowledge, there should be a regular uh, South America versus Europe. Like that'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
That
Like
would
a
be
Ryder
great.
Cup.
That would
That's
be
that.
phenomenal.
Like a Ryder Cup with golf where they've got like you start.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a point in history where Europe would win that game, but still.
Yeah, no, it would be interesting though. Like think of all the great players and stuff like that from both. I've always thought that'd be a great idea. I'd love that.
I always
Let's
think
do it.
about like if I ever, you know, through stand up whatever endeavor, that if one day I get to reach the dizzy heights of soccer age, and I cash in on the granddad rule and get to play for the rest of the world, that
Yeah.
because you get a better crop of players like
You don't have
legends.
to speak to Jonathan Wilkes.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can. My dream, honestly, is to nutmeg Ben Shepherd. That,
That's your dream.
that's my dream, Tommy. Yeah,
I
yeah.
tell you what, I've got some good contacts backstage on tipping point. So yeah, I'll see what I could do there for you, mate.
Drop zone one, but then just put it through.
Just as you go past him.
Yeah.
Where's your question mark now, Ben? Fuck off.
Well, I know like Catalonia have got a football club, and I think like the Basque Country have, but I don't know if they're FIFA
No,
registered.
they're not.
Maybe we need to
Definitely
do
not
that.
FIFA registered.
Yeah, they're not FIFA registered, but I remember under Toshack Wales played the Basque region, the Basque country in 2006, I think. One rare friendly, rarer than hen's teeth, to be honest. Ryan Giggs actually played in a friendly. It's absolutely incredible. But
Wow.
yeah, it was. We played against them. I like that idea. Different. I think it'd be nice if you could get a few more nations there. I know you sort of look at the qualifiers sometimes. You see, like Luxembourg lost like 17-1 again, and it's not great. But I sort of think, where do you draw the line now as well? Like if you're calling Gibraltar a country,
Yeah,
then, where do we stop?
Yeah.
I do call it a country for the purposes of having more countries on my list of countries I've been to. However, however, like Gibraltar, the way like for football wise, when your golden generation will forever be Danny Higginbotham. It's don't think there's much prospect there, to be fair. But like, yeah, it's just like Gibraltar is basically just like every son of some army fella who went there for like 6 months.
I
That's about it.
remember speaking to Dave Artell, Wrexham centre half. He played for Crewe and a few others as well. I think he's manager of Grimsby. Yeah, I'm sure he is. But I remember him sort of saying when he played for Gibraltar, he was, there was a few of them going up for a corner. They won a corner, there's a few of them going up to try and get the end of it. And I think it was Thomas Muller. Was it Thomas Muller? But it might have been Bastian Schweinsteiger. Just said to him, "Here you go, boys. This is your big chance now." Like that. Great. I love that. Just queuing, lining up, ready for a corner. He's going, "Here's your big chance now, mate." Fucking brilliant. But like, yeah, I mean, Gibraltar, really, they've got no business in amongst countries, really, I think. But,
well, there is a.
Place of
I
life.
did, I did go a couple of weeks ago, so there should be on the channel when I can be bothered to edit it, a Gibraltar special. Because they let you in the ground. They let you in the ground for free. It's great. Walked into he went, how much is it to watch Bruno FC Magpies or whatever they were called versus somebody else? I can't remember. Lions Gibraltar. How much is it to get in? He went, just walk in. Oh, fucking hell. And then there's like there's downstairs. Downstairs there was a little like bar place. And it was like a bar, and I think like the only like sort of where the food was, and they had the pints on draft, which is superb, in a plastic cup still, but you've got to take your wins where you can get them. But like in the corners, they had like all these like football memorabilia. They had Sunderland, they had Newcastle, they had fucking every club I hate. They had, and then like really weird ones like Leyton Orient, and yeah, weird but great place.
Yeah, I've seen proper.
I do believe James has dropped off, so I don't know where he's gone. But thank you very much for coming on, mate. This was superb. Where can people find you on the old interwebs?
Yeah, Mr. Phil, thank you so much. I'm sorry my head's been in the shed because I'm hungover. I celebrated Wrexham beating Notts County. I overdid it. But no, it's been great to chat with you, mate. Thank you so much. And yeah, I do a lot of video work, sort of vlogging. I hate the term vlogging.
Oh yeah.
I certainly don't think of myself as like a Thogden, 100%. But yeah, nothing against the guys who do that. It's not really me. But yeah, we've had a lot of good feedback from the Men in Blazers show. The show comes out every Thursday. It's called This Week in Wrexham, and yeah, we've had a lot of really good feedback. And the best thing for me really is that it's going down well both sides of the pond, which it doesn't
That's
always.
great.
So yeah, fantastic, and it's just I suppose me doing this as a job now is another sort of pinch me moment, but like buying your club, So, but yeah, it's great times, mate. It really is.
That's superb. It's Men in Blazers. This Week in Rex. Get on that. Any your social media, mate? Where can people find you on that? Your stuff.
You can find me on Facebook, Tom Lewis, or Twitter at Tommy Caws, TOMICAWS. There you go.
Beautiful. James is back. Just as
I don't know why he kicked me out, but I really do apologise.
Well, there he is. He's back.
I assume. Where are you up to, Fionn?
I've just done the wrapping up, but we can edit that onto the end if you've got more questions.
Oh, you were speaking. Bring back the Welsh Cup. Is what I was going to say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Welsh Cup's still going, but I mean the old format, mate. I understand why it's not possible, but at the same time, yeah, just absolutely brilliant. What they had a few years ago was like a sort of happy medium. It was called the FAW Invitational Cup, or the FAW Premier Cup. It became known, and like you had like Rill. I remember going to watch Rill and playing Swansea, and there was like 3,000 people there at Bellevue. Rill beat Swansea, absolutely brilliant. It's just like the sort of games that it's so weird. It's such a weird thing, like. For us, because we've got to be one of the only nations on the planet where all our best clubs play in different. I know it does happen, but they play in a different country system. But yeah, that was outstanding. Though, mate. I agree with you. Welsh Cup and some of my good friends, they're a bit older than me. Tell me about the away days going to Europe and stuff like that. It just sounded absolutely amazing.
Do
Playing Porto.
they have one at?
No, it's all right.
Go on, Joe. There was they have what Aldsey have one. That's they played in it the other. They have the Cheshire Cup still do that, like an amateur one, like just on like a Tuesday night. Like so Aldsey's second string playing like fucking whoever.
Yeah, I was going to say it would be Cheshire. Yeah, so it'd be mostly
It's like
like
North. It's like Northwich, well, whatever Northwich Victoria are called now after
yeah,
700 liquidations. And then like Whit and Albion and fucking but just seems like that. It's all non-league teams. I don't think you like Crew or anyone like that's in it. Or maybe it's like the
I
second
used to do
string,
on
but
FIFA. I used to put all the teams in a regional trophy, and then they would end up playing in a. So you'd have like. Oh, it's all
sorry.
right. Don't worry.
Yeah. So what did you say then, James?
I used to so on FIFA. I'd have like a Northwest Cup. Winner of that would go into the national trophy. Midlands, East West, and then now on FIFA you can have. So I'd like put Cardiff, Swansea, Newport, Wrexham. They play each other. Winner of that. So, telling you, we could revitalise the domestic cup system.
didn't waste your childhood,
No,
James.
did not waste.
Very well spent.
No. Commentating on myself in the background.
I said to someone yesterday, my debut album would be Misspent Youth. That would be that would be the name of it. Yeah, that's I can sympathise with that.
Just before we go, I was hoping I'd showed this to you before recording. I was hoping, could you do you know what season this shirt? This is my fiance's Wrexham shirt. I was wondering what season that is.
Yeah.
Been trying to.
I'm almost. I mean, I could find out for 100% sure, but I'm almost certain it's the 95-96 season. But I'll have a look for you. But pretty sure it's 95-96. Certainly mid 90s. Yeah, Ends or whatever it's called, that clothing company. I'd never heard of him other than making Wrexham kits for quite a few years. You know, never ever heard of him before then.
Yeah, great. It's a great. It's a great when you get a one. Like Italy seems to have loads of them. Like just one. Like Napoli's is Emporio Armani.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's incredible.
So, thank you so much for doing this. So I really appreciate it. Sorry about cutting out earlier. That annoyed me.
Well, we'll do an outro again and just cut the first one out.
Where can people find you, Tommy?
Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of work now, vlogging, etc., doing videos around the Wrexham matches for Men in Blazers, and that's there's a show. The show is called This Week in Wrexham, and it comes out on YouTube every Thursday. So thanks very much for the opportunity to plug that, guys. Right. Head over to Men in Blazers on all the socials and like and subscribe. I think is the thing I'm supposed to say to people.
Fionn, have you got anything coming up?
No, we've got songs and stuff, but follow our. I always just retweet on @the Cultures Pod. So just do that. Just follow that.
If you're free to, I'm performing at the Mize Gwyn on the 28th of Feb. I don't know who's on the bill, but Alan's on.
I'll come down. I'll come down to Wrexham.
28th of Feb.
There you go.
I absolutely listen. Let's have a pint, lads. That'd be fantastic. Are you both coming down here?
Yeah, I'll come down. Yeah, let's have it. Let's do it. 28th of Feb.
Fantastic.
Let's do it.
Alan away.
Alan away.
What was that?
If you want to hear some sort of North Wales-based humour about my fiance's granddad being the head of he was the head of Denbighshire's recycling team. And I kid you not, Tommy, he's responsible for getting Denbighshire down to a 2-bin system. And they said it couldn't be done.
The fascist demagogue who took our bins away.
Well, they're not laughing now, are they?
It's fucking Nelson Mandela. Everything is impossible until it is done. Denbighshire Council bins.
I could also imagine like a Vincent Humphrey style. Where do you want your statue?
You'll love it. Oh, mate,
Superb.
thank you so much. This has been an absolute blast. Yeah, we'll definitely go for a pint. That'll be mint. Thank you so much, mate.
Yeah.
This has been fantastic. Yeah, you can follow us at Cultures Pods on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok as well, I believe. And yeah, we'll be back next week with another episode. Thank you very much.
See you later.